Hi, good day everyone. My name is Ibrahim Ayomide. Mr. Chris, this is the second time we are meeting. The first time we met, we spoke about your brand. That was when I had to listen to everything you have to share regarding your brand. We spoke at length about everything regarding with regards to your brand. We started to share from what your brand is all about. How did you even go about the name? Can you see my screen, Mr. Chris?
Very well, I can.
So out we that was a discovery section we had where we understood the name of the brand, what
Yeah.
we stand for. We also delve into the brand qualities, which excellence was one of our core value as a brand, and then we also delve into the brand style and other information. We also go into the product range. What do we do? And then we started talking about interior space and exterior space decor, living room, kitchen, and the likes. Also, we also go into another aspect, which is the target audience. Who are we trying to appeal to? Who are our target audience? Who are the people we are looking for in the market? And you were very clear about the fact that the customers we are trying to target are confident, reputable people who have a refined taste and they appreciate a well-created ambience. Whenever they enter into a space, they see excellence. They see every spot of details of good work that has been done. So, in terms of putting that into a demography, we have the millennials, 40 plus, we have the middle class set, and then we have the Gen Zs, the younger generation, people who are trying to invest into quality furniture as well. And also, we also took a step back and then try to look at the people that you are trying to emulate, people that seems to be at the forefront of the industry that you value a lot, that you value their contribution, that inspires you to even do more. And you mentioned, I think, three, but you emphasized two out of the three. So the two of them is what I added to this file. And this file is just one of the two files I'll be sharing with you. The second one is what I have on this side. It carries the visual, the key industry leaders, which is the TRT, Aredo, and then we have Beddings and Beyond. So I took out time. I told you after that discovery section what I'm supposed to do is to go back to digest the audio again, listen again to what we have discussed, and try to put that into a more comprehensive outlook of what this file that we have here. And then apart from that, I also have to look into the key leaders that you mentioned, the people that are in the forefront of the industry. I want to see from what I'm trying to do, it's not to copy whatever they are doing, it's just to get an insight into who are these people, what are they doing differently compared to other furniture brands that I know out there. So apart from them, I also even look at the furniture businesses in Lagos, in Abuja, and in Port Harcourt. And I was able to gather a few things and I can see kind of similarities of what stands out from these brands that I think we should also inculcate into whatever we are trying to come up with. And like I said, there is another secondary file that I'm going to be sharing with you after this call, or after we agree on this call. Then I can go ahead to share that with you. That is more of the visual standpoint. It's going to be informations regarding our brand. Why have we chosen the directions we have chosen? What are the color palette that we are going to be using? The typography, the fonts for our logo. If you want to download them yourself some other time, you know where to get them from. You know the name of the font. And also, what kind of imagery are we trying to work with as a brand? Talking about high resolution images, showcasing the furniture's well designed, luxurious spaces, focusing on clean, well lit photos that are, all these kind of things. And also, I also go into the tone of our voice. This goes into the discussion we had earlier regarding your web development. You said you are trying to also design a website for this. So, whenever we are trying to put a word on the website, probably something on the land page, how do we want to sound? How do we want people to perceive us? Just from getting to our land page, they have an idea. They can connect with us. So one of those is talking about the tone of our voice. That means, this tone of our voice is going to usher us into selecting our own kind of words that are going to be using to relate to our customers on our newsletters, on our social media platforms, on our posts, and even on our landing page, for example, the website. So those are the things that are going to be gathered here. But after now, I'll be throwing more light into this. I'll be sharing this with you after we align. But without no further delay, let me just go directly into what we have scheduled for our call today, which is presenting the logo design for your brand. And like I said earlier, the name of the brand that we are trying to work with today is Space Decoro. And the content of what I'm going to be discussing with you today is going to be more of the visual identity. That means your brand logo. And it's going to be talking about also use cases. That's talking about the brand implementation. How can we use them? What are the real life showcases that we can use this logo? And then we also have mind mapping behind this entire thing, because like I said, I know that if you wanted a logo that I just wanted an icon out of the blues, something you can do yourself. Creatives find it difficult to give jobs to other creatives because they feel like I just get this thing. It's not just a logo, you understand, but you wanted something different. You don't just want something so conventional already. You wanted something that we can work with, something that aligns with the brand. So that's the essence of what we are doing here. And also we are highlighting some brand keywords in this presentation that I'm going to be having with you. Can you hear me clearly, Mr. Please?
Yeah, very well, very well, very well.
Then the next part of this discussion is just exactly what we have on that document. But on this end, we have more of the brand applications. What are we trying to do after now with the logo? We're trying to put this on letterhead, the invoices, the business card. On our flyers and posters, this logo is going to be used on publication designs and our business portfolio as well. Also, even on the web, we are planning to have this on our social media platforms and even on the website that we are trying to create sooner in the future. Right. Another aspect that I want to draw your attention to is the brand voice again, is what we are trying to sound as expert in the field. We are trying to also sound as what attentive solution provider. So we listen to our customer, we're trying to hear them out, get their opinions, and then we have refined. Whatever we are giving is not just go ahead and give them whatever they ask for. We kind of advise, help them refine their ideas, try to walk them through of how this thing can even come out even better than what they are envisaged. And then we are a friendly brand and we are trustworthy. You mentioned trust in our discussion the last time. Trust is one key aspect of Space Decoro. So an outstanding quality is the good customer relationship, and our brand is the interior decoration. One thing that gave me a shock earlier in this process was when you made correction on that design. Do you remember that you made correction on the PDF that I sent to you? You now mentioned that you don't want furniture everywhere, that you want interior and exterior decoration. Do you remember, Mr. Chris?
Yes, very well.
So I was trying to kind of balance what we have here. Like, is it a furniture brand or is it just an interior decor brand? I was trying to manage those two ideas, but I finally find a middle ground between both the furniture and also the decoration, both the interior and exterior decoration. So furniture and decoration, I was able to find a middle ground behind it. So we have a culture for Space Decoro. We are detailed people. We value excellence in our work. We are genuine in whatever we do. We are forward thinking. That means we are innovative. That's what this is trying to say. We are quality oriented, like you mentioned. We are customer oriented as well. That means our customer, our value and their opinions mean something to us. We are standard. That means you don't get something that is just done, you understand, just submitted like that, you understand. We are standard. We give you the standard. And you mentioned the European standard in our last conversation as one of the goals, as one of the targets of Space Decoro. And who are our clients? Who are the people we are trying to reach out to? We have given them a demographic, but I'm trying to look into what their personality traits are. And what I notice is that from what we have, from what I've gathered, for them to have such a kind of taste when they get into a space, that means they are confident people. They know quality when they see it. These guys are repeated people and they are high standard as well. That means they have a refined taste. We are looking at our brand voice once again, which is whenever we communicate in clear language. We don't use all these hard, complex words. all this gibberish, all this vocabulary out of the dictionary somewhere. We try to communicate clear, something simple. You understand? And we try to communicate also trust in whatever we do, and also thoughtful. That means innovative. We are also experts. We are trying to, in our words, in whatever we want to position ourselves as experts in the field, and also attentive to details and refined. What kind of feeling are we trying to make our customer have after when they are relating with us, during their process of working with us? We want them to feel satisfied, inspired. Whenever they come up with something small and we are giving them an idea that is even more innovative, that this thing can be done in 1001 ways, and this is one of the ways I think we should go. And they feel like, oh, I didn't even think about this. So we are trying to inspire them, to show them other possibilities of what we are trying to achieve. Another thing that we have there is to also make them feel like they are being heard. Whenever they make an opinion, we want to make them to feel like they are being heard. Their opinion means something. And then we have the fact that we want to make them feel like they are understood. Whatever they communicate, we understand, and then we can make it better. And then the impact after coming in contact with space decor. What's the impact we are trying to make? Which is the what? The needs are met. The second thing is that what expectation is met and also what exceeded. We are giving them even more than what they are paying for. And then the fact that they are getting their money worth is one thing that we are trying to achieve as a brand. And from here, these are just words that we are trying to convert into visuals for you, Mr. Chris. So we are trying to convert these different words that we have into visuals. And one of the things that I'm trying to look at in the first idea that I have, from the first meeting that I had, I knew that I needed something that looks smart, something that looks very minimal. I don't want complex. Space decor should be something minimal, not something so complex, tied together, meaning a lot of 1001 thing. And then something that looks detailed, that looks like there's a level of work that has been put in place in this thing. And then to do that, I actually went online, like I said. From research, I was looking at something flat, something that looks that has something in the negative. You understand? Something like this T and M. You can see that we have T and M here, and you can see that the M is in the negative. Not that the text is there, but it's in the negative space, and you can see both T and M in this icon here. Can you see this icon that I'm currently pointing at, Mr. Chris?
Okay.
Can you see this? Yes. Also, I'm looking at something that have something like a form. You understand, that is being encapsulated into something like a shape. It can be a square, it can be a rectangle, it can be something. This stands out for me in that aspect, which is the HC. You can see this HC here. Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, something like this HC here. Something that shows like a grid. It shows like there is a plan. It looks like a building plan to me, you understand? But in the negative, I can see the H. And in the positive, I can see the C as well. Something I'm trying to also put into place. That's some ideas that I was playing around. And then I was looking at something that is connected, something simple, like I said, flat. I was looking at using the initials. Should I play with the S and D? Should I play with an icon that will just represent the brown half of the, you understand? So I was trying to look at something that is connected. This also stand out to me, similar to what this HC is. You can see that's something playing around there, like this HD as well. There's something like HD here, and it's connected. So I'm looking at something around that edge. Something like this also stand out for me. Can you see like this brickment? This brickment also show like a building plan, and then I have something like EET or something, or BT. And that's something I'm trying to look at. But I'm trying to also look at something that you can see both in the negative, and then also in the positive, we have the T, and then in the negative, we have the N. Something like that, something that has something like a consistency to it. So that's one aspect I'm trying to look at. Another idea that came to my mind is something geometric. Something geometric out of the font, something clean, and also in perspective. Perspective is not just in 2D flat now. I'm trying to look at something that looks like an illusion of what 3D. You understand? I'm not really going into 3D logo. You understand? I feel like they are more complex. So I try to look at something in the perspective. One of them is this hypergenic. You can see that this, I can call this a 3D shape. This is just a 2D a 2D shape that has an illusion of what 3D in place. I can see S here. I don't know if you can see that, Mr. Chris. I can see S here being played around with these two boxes that we have here. And then I have this other aspect as well. Hello, Mr. Chris, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. We are on a live call, so I always need to always confirm if you are hearing me before
Yeah,
I proceed, so that I'm not just talking to myself.
yeah,
All right.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
another aspect of my research was basically even on that 3D, can we have something in the negative as well, which is the EE that I have here. So I was trying to play around something in the perspective, something that has a perspective to it. So I can see the DS that has this perspective, and I can see this arrow that I have here. These are basically mind mapping, trying to connect the dots between what I'm trying to achieve and what is out there. I also went ahead to see about the TNT. From the PDF that even shared with me this evening, I can see their logo, something very simplistic, just lines pointing forward, right? That's what I have for their logo for the TNT, Mr. Page. Do you notice that?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Very well.
they said there's power in simplicity, and
Mm.
simplicity is can be so detailed in some time, in some spaces if they are creatively done. So, like I said, I have this different thing that I want to do, and then I'm trying to put in our logo the concept of space, the concept of perspective. I want to
Mm.
make it an illustrative logo, something that means something, something that from the glance you can interpret it. Not that it's not just complete, not that you have to go ahead and explain. Do you understand our logo? Let me explain it to you. No. Something that if anybody looks at it at a glance, they have an idea of what the brand is all about. That's the
Talking
illustrative
about.
part. And then I have
Mm.
something minimalistic. As I'm trying to make it illustrative, I'm not trying to also put a lot of complexity to it. I want something simple that is easily defined. So I want something solid, something tangible. I want something that is functional, not something that's going to work that's going to work well on a business card, on your website, even as a mobile application. If you were to have a mobile application in the future, something that's going to be functional across large and even small needs of our logo. So I need something also very bold because of our brand, Space Decoro. So now the first idea I'll be presenting to you this evening is this one that I have here, and is a concept that it looks very simple. I want you to take some time to just look at it, and you can see that there's really nothing much to look at here. But what we are seeing here is basically working with the initials. I tried to play around with the two initials, which is the S and then the D. And I tried to also impute a concept of couch, something like a round back couch, something like that is here. I don't know if you can see that. So we have something like a couch right here. So we have trying to
I
play
see.
around, kind of interlocked. And the negative, you can see the S. You can see the S going through the entire thing in regular fashion. And even looking at the icon as a whole, is having a concept of chain interlocked. So we have the S also showing in a kind of way. We have the S, but also this couch is not just a couch, also represent the D as well, but not connected. It has the D also inculcated in the icon. So I'm trying to play around both the initials and also the concept of couch. And I try to place that even using that as a full blown icon. Seeing that with text, how does that work? I know I'm trying to go for a bold feel, something that is clear, something that is crisp, something that is neat, something that is minimal as well. That is the first direction that I have, that I was thinking, and that was the first idea that came to mind, along other things. For me to present three different design directions, so there's a lot of things that we must have funneled and siphoned and filtered out to have those three icons presented. So
Mm.
that's the first direction that I'm looking at. And the second one is this that I have here. This is more of that perspective leak that I'm talking about, putting the D into perspective. And because of our brand has a trait of what? Welcoming and customer oriented. I try to incorporate something like welcoming. So I try to also embed something like a door. Like you are opening into somewhere, you are going into a space. That is the concept here. You have a door in version, one in the right side and then mirror to the other side. So we have a door concept here. You are opening and going into a space. So space decor. That is what we have here. And then you can see that we have something like a D in the perspective here. And then apart from having a D in the perspective, you can see that we have it kind of crisp, nice, and simple perspective icon here. And I try to also see how that works on the other hand. You can see that I have the concept of door and working with the second initial, which is the decoration, decor. That's the D. So I try to work around the D, which gives us the concept of door, and then with the letter D right here, that's the icon that I have here. I'm trying to pair that with the text to see how that works. And I see that we actually have something quite solid here. I see that we have space, decoro, clean and well put together. That is the second design direction that I kind of refine and fine tune to get to. And also, I try to also look even outside the box. Let's see. And I try to work similar to what I had earlier. I had an idea that, okay, why don't I work with the S, the initial that I had earlier, the S. This icon is just something very simple. We had something like that same, and it was kind of like a sofa end, but this time I'm trying to plan. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, I'm with you. The thing just your voice skipped, so I'm just connected very well now.
All right, now I'll go back to the
Just
presentation then.
all right.
All right.
Good.
So
All right, thank
the,
you.
the third design direction I was considering is this icon that I have here. And this is also from the concept of the S and D initials that I have there, but more of the S. And the fact that we have just, I want you to single out this end here, which is the S and D, similar to what we had earlier, right? Right?
Yes.
The couch
Yes.
end. Well, instead of that, I try to make sure that we have the same proportion for both the external, the internal, and the other one that stands as the D. So you can see that we have the same thickness for the one outside, the same thickness for the one in the negative, and then the same thickness for the one that we have outside. And this time, the D doesn't just end here, it goes to the extreme end. And I try to also copy that to the other side and copy that even downward to see how we can work with this. And I can see that we have something like the concept of S in this design, and I have also something like a building plan being illustrated in what we have here. To see this in more clearer light is the working with the initials of S and D, the S in the negative, and also you can see that in the positive here. And then we also have the concept of G as well, which is the second bracket that we have in here. And you mentioned something that the idea was given, inspired by the Lord. You actually relied on God to guide you on which name to go for. And I see that we also have something like a cross. That's why I didn't even need this bottom part, but I decided to bring it back. And I see that we have something like a cross right in between. So that's just in negative. I don't really want to see. I don't want to really portray the brand in a light that it's just a Christian brand or something like that. No, I just try to just put that in. You understand? We have something like a cross also being shown here at the same proximity, similar to what we have right on top here. And then seeing this being paired with the font, and we can see that we have something solid to work with as well. And please note, the font that we have for the first logo direction is different from the font that we have for the second logo direction. It's different from the font that we have for this logo direction that I'm currently showing you now. We have different logo directions, and we have different fonts that actually works or aligns well with each of the directions that we have here, right? And this is the concept that I'm trying, that I actually also resorted to. And I felt like we have something quite solid on this third one as well. And so far, I was thinking, what is the best? I feel like everything may align to what we are trying to get, but I feel like one is just the perfect thing that we need to work with for our brand, which is what we have here, which is the concept of the space decor. This is not just in black and white anymore. I'm trying to see this in the brand color that I'm trying to have. So I try to go with something, the color scheme as well. Using gold means that we are elegant brand. We are elegant brand, and I try to use something like green as well, something that shows not just elegance, that also shows us that we are also down to earth. Something that we are green, we are green, we are like the tree that we work with, the wood that we work with, they are green, they are from greenery basically. So I'm trying to work with some concept of green that also shows something like quality as well, and also shows the quality of life to it. So I try to work with green and also gold that takes us from not just green and being grounded, and then to also elegance as well for people that have eye taste in our customer audience. So trying to see this as well, we're trying to see even on our brand color, putting that bin in the background and see how this brand logo direction works. Not just this, how does it even how does this measure up? And you can see that we have kind of some similarity of how this thing measure. These are basically details, the measurement, and trying to see how it works with the Golden ratio to see the measurement and proximity of our logo, the spacing in between the text, the middle point, and even the icon that we have. To see this in our space, probably want to use it on our decorations, on our images, on our brand images, on photography and the likes. We see this icon also working in different aspects. And I think all this thing that we are seeing so far is all from Space Decor. This is that I get to hear from you. I want to hear from you. What do you think so far? And the question now that I want to ask you is, do you think we have completely missed the mark? Or do you think we are just along the edge? Or do you think we have something solid to work with already? Mr. Chris, over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I love this. This is really amazing. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the first design you showed me. Yeah, I liked that. I also love this. I love this in particular here, right? So I'm just looking at if you use that one, have you tried using it with a different fonts, like on the letters, right?
You said? I didn't get you.
Try using that. Just give me a minute. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
So I was just thinking, the first that you used, I think you used S and D like interlock, right? So
Yeah.
have you tried using maybe a smaller letter, like reducing the space decor, like the way you place it beside the word space decor? Have you tried using, just reduce the letter a little bit, not to bold like that? See how it will look. It's actually very unique and fine.
Is this the icon you are talking about, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one.
So you said, have I tried what exactly? I didn't get that, please. I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I didn't get what you said. Have I tried what?
Yeah, the way you placed it to place it to the space decor. All right. It's not blending with the font of the letter. So I'm just looking at, have you considered, right? I love what you've done so far. You love it. Excellent, right? So I'm just trying to.
I understand. I understand. And what happened is that whenever we have a logo that has, you can see the thickness that we have here for the couch because it has to be thick. The concept is compared to the other one that is just thin line. This other one is kind of bold, and also I try to. You can see that the icon is chubby kind of. So if you add a text and icon to show the space decor to express the brand name, and then is a thin font. The variation in the weight of the icon and then of the text, it won't work. Uh, for me to have shown this space decor here, be sure that I have done some text mapping. If I show you the AI file itself, you see that we have a lot of text fonts that are dropped on the file. But this is what feels perfect for this icon. If you are going for bold, if you are going for elegant, this is the icon for it. So the font has to be in kind of the same proximity in terms of width compared to that. I can actually make the space thick and then make the decor lighter. We have that kind of variation as well, but we need to have something that kind of in similar proportion with the icon. That's the concept behind the text that we have. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
Yes. All right, let's go back to that one, the other one, the one with the door.
Which of the direction do you feel like actually suits you well out of the three? Is it the first one? Is it the second one? Is it the third one?
The third one is fine. Is it the second one? Is it the second one? That's the one you showed me. Just yeah,
Here's the
this
second
this
one.
is yeah, this is actually very nice. This is actually very nice. I like it's. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Chris.
All right. So it's unique, right? Makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think we can go with that. Mm.
Okay. All right.
I think we can go with it.
Okay. What I'm going to do, I know that this is quite spontaneous and you are just on the call. Myself, after completing the icon and before I even go into designing the presentation that I want that I want to present to you, sometimes as a creative, we need to take our mind off the entire work sometime, clear our head about it, and then come back to it to revisit it to see it in a new light, as if you have not worked on it again. You understand? After some hours, I'm coming back to it just to see the icon with a fresh eyes, with a fresh look. I still feel clear that this is the right direction. Out of the three, I feel like this is the best direction for the brand. But I'm going to give you your own time as well. I'll go ahead to extract this as a PDF file. I'll share it with you tonight. Apart from you just going through and trying to see if this works well, also I want you to also I think you can also even ask a few friends, your colleagues, people that you can ask, you understand. You can also give it out and then let's see what's your final decision. I know that you have the final decision. I know that your gut feeling is what we are going to be going for in the last end, and I know that you have a choice already. You understand? I know that you have a choice from the presentation. I know that you must be your mind is connected to one already at the moment, but I want to give you more time. I want you to give you more time to digest it. So I'll extract the PDF file. I'll share with you tonight, and I'm going to get back from you. Let's say not tomorrow. I'll get back to you a day after tomorrow, which is going to be on. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'm going to hear from you Friday, and by that Friday, your business card. By that Friday, the business card, the letterhead, everything we are going to present it to you again, so that we can decide on. Because also for the business card, we are going to be showing you the design and then you can say, let's use this one, let's remove this one, let's turn this one, change this one, change this one. We are going to be making that correction live on the call. So that will be our meeting for Friday. I'll get your feedback on Friday and let's schedule the call for Saturday. Does that work with you, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, it works. It works. It works. But I wanted to. Um, I was at the bank today, right?
Okay.
Because I know that you'll be needing the company corporate account on the that's on the
That's
invoice.
on the invoice, yes, and on the receipts. If we would have, we will need to have it.
I don't think it will require
It will be needed
invoice
on the
receipt. You
okay.
said?
You don't think it
What
will
did you
be
say?
needed, right? On the
Yes,
receipts.
yes.
Okay.
Receipt is just to let you know, oh, make payment. Okay, this is the certain
Okay.
percentage you pay. This is your balance. So I feel it should be attached to um the what's it called? The invoice rather. Or what do you think? What do
Okay.
you think? What do you suggest?
Uh, usually, the invoice that I've been creating so far, we have
Yeah.
the space that has been, we have the space that has been left for the account details because it can change. Something can happen to the account that we have to use something else. So we have a space where they can actually put that in by themselves. Either you are
Okay.
using the file digitally that you can just type in the details on a Word
Yes.
file, that means on the Microsoft Word, you're just typing
Yes.
in the account details, or you are writing it as a printed. If you have the printed log file in the office, where they're just putting pen on paper to write it out. Usually, we leave that space open. So either digitally or putting pen on the paper, it works. But if you have the account details on, that means whenever anything happens to the account or there's something with the account, problem with the account at a particular time, that
Yes.
account details cannot be used, or we have to cross it out with a pen and then I write the new one or something like that. So anything can happen. So usually have the space open so that you can do whatever with time. So that's usually what I have on my invoices.
Okay. You always leave the not that you have the account there on it. You just
You
leave
don't
the
have
space.
the account. You have the space open, yes.
So I feel for now, let's have it since it makes it more, when you instead of having I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So it's make it more presentable. Where you have, I understand the fact that okay, in future you want to make changes. Even in future we want to make changes. I can always get back to you and say, okay, possibly you might have
Yeah.
this idea, and just okay, can you re-edit this for me, or maybe we
Yeah.
sure we might have another account or maybe a
Yes.
bank we want to
Shows you have the structure in place. Yes, it shows you have the structure in place. So we can put it on the invoice. Does not matter. Yes, I can. We can have it on it.
so great.
It even looks
So
more
that's
corporate. It looks more standard. Yeah.
it looks excellent. Yes. So and another thing, okay, um, while there, right, I needed to do, I've done my CSC document, I have the other document, but I want to do my tax, right? Tax for the corporate account. You
Oh.
understand?
Yeah.
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 So and it requires the company letterhead to send them.
Okay.
Yes. So I have to, pause on that. Yeah, because that's
Okay.
the only thing that's in the account from being ready. So
Okay.
what do you think? A way I had to even contact my friend to see, and she said he spoke to his wife. He's a lawyer, and his wife is also a
Okay.
lawyer, but she said she can actually help me to get it ready tomorrow. So, but without that
Letterhead.
letterhead, yes, yes. So it's a
Okay. Can I
way
send that to you as early as tomorrow morning so that you
I
have the
would
letterhead to work with?
appreciate that. I would appreciate that a lot. I
I
appreciate
can
that
do
a
that.
lot.
I can make that happen. I can share a letterhead design with you tomorrow, and I believe you even like it.
All right, all right. I will appreciate that so we can fast track this and get other
Yes, yeah, there process.
benefits here. So,
Yeah.
so great.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I
All
also
right.
appreciate the picture, so I can also sleep over it. And
Yeah.
Becky, Becky's supposed to be
Yeah.
on this call, but this phone stuff that I don't know. I think he fell into the water or something. So
Yeah. Yeah. Mention that
don't mind.
earlier.
I'll share with her and get her own because I always want to
Opinion.
carry her easier because
Yeah.
she's uh, she's also very creative, right? And she's going to be out there on the
Or
with me, right? Like I told you, she's going to be handling my schedule and everything. So she needs to, be carried along a pace. And I feel that she just needs. So her opinion on this is very important as